Hi there, Starscream here, but just to say sorry. Just a heads up to say that I am still here. I do intend to do some Transformer reviews. I do intend to keep wobbling my head around because it's very loose these days. I have a feeling it will fall off someday. My head, that is. And yeah, I just want to apologise for having not done anything for ages. Sorry. I am focused on doing a Jetfire review, which I will do in due course, which I promised I think for about 3-4 months, maybe the better part of a year. Possibly, maybe not quite that long, but it's getting up there. But I am really sorry. I will get round to it. By the end of the year, I will get the Jetfire done. I'm trying to move things around to get, you know, some sort of guaranteed maybe day where I will try to do a review of some form of something. But Transformers always seems to be the most popular. There's other things I'd rather talk about, but Transformers seem to be a thing that people want me to talk about. Well, all 4 of you anyway. So I will endeavour to do that. My PC just is flashing at me about something, but I will ignore that. Like I ignore all the negative comments I seem to accumulate at the bottom. But we won't go down that route. Let's focus on the positive ones, shall we, for the time being. And there is... it's a few. Anyway, I am not here to talk about Transformers today. I'm here to say sorry for no Transformer reviews. I am gonna make amends for it. I promise I will do, and my flappy hands are there to make sure that I do. But I just had a quick question. You see, the reason I just said question, see, I can say question even when I'm not trying, but when I try and say question, I say, forget it. Where was I going with this? Yes, I was going through my records. Yes, do you remember vinyls? This may be very off topic of things I usually talk about, but here, look. Vinyls. Do you see that? It's a vinyl. Some of you may not have seen these. I like vinyls. I collect vinyls. I collect most things. That's vinyl. Do not touch it with your bare fingers, or the acid in your skin will corrode the vinyl. Did I say skin instead of skin? I meant skin. Look, where am I going with this? There is a reason for this. Now, many of you know that I have very keen interest in music, don't I? And you know, I have superb taste in music. That wasn't always the case. I was going through my vinyl collection and I found some shocking, disturbing, maybe you could call, what's the word that I'm going for here? Crimes against music possibly would be something that somebody may come up with, but I did ahead of you. So now you need to come up with something new. And I was going through them and you will not believe some of the stuff I've got. Now, do you want to see some of the vinyls? Now, if you don't, just stop it now and skip forward to the end, because I'm going to ask you a question at the end here. And it's a twofold question. And if you want to, it'll probably be on the last minute of this. I'm trying to get this done as quick as I can because I do not want to ramble on, but I am anyway because I can't help myself because that's what I do. So, vinyls. Now, let's just take a look at possibly some of the more shocking ones, shall we? As bearing in mind, I do want you to possibly brace yourself. You are sitting, aren't you? Okay, let's go through the vinyls. Remember, this is a long time ago. Alright, you see? Yes. Is there a poster? No, it's a sleeved vinyl. And there's... Yeah. I'm not going to get much street cred with that one, am I? That's not the worst of it. Oh, no. There is more. I'm sorry to turn away, it's just I'm having to go through these and I'll keep talking to you, so at least look, I've got some good examples of what I brought. This is a good one. I'll try and do a bad one and a good one, and that sort of like compensates for it. Hell yeah, that's more like it. If it's that way. If I recall, this was an exceptional vinyl to the time because it's slightly longer than the average vinyl, so I had to make it that much smaller to get it to like a 60-minute album. Back then, that was quite impressive. Def Leppard I did like, but we have to compensate now with something that's slightly more shocking. Bearing in mind, I was 17 at the time, and I didn't buy it for the music quality of said single. And before I show it to you, you won't believe this, I brought this on cassette, CD, and vinyl. I had all 3 copies of it, and my car only had a cassette player at the time, and I only had the single. And okay, look, this is just... I'll have to get this over and done with. Leave this one down. Yeah. No sympathy for the damned, please. No, I don't really deserve any for that, do I? Okay, that's a bad one, but we have a good one. And I love this. I've had this from a child. Am I boring you? I hope not. For anybody who likes vinyls, I'd love to play some of this stuff, but you know, if I play it, YouTube will remove my video like they do lots of my stuff, because YouTube are idiots. This is brilliant. I'll tell you what, this is why I love the tactile pleasure you get of having a vinyl, because it's something, the artwork is superb, especially when it's on a large scale. Now, if I recall, I do have the original booklet in it, and I loved it because it's quite gory and gruesome. The film ain't got anything on this. If I could just... See, I like battleships, so I always like that, where the aliens attacking their battleship, or like... It looks like it might be possibly... It looks like a dreadnought, but you're not really interested, are you? Because you can't even see it, because I'm looking at it. Where's this gruesome picture where there's blood and guts and that? My fascination with horror has always been... Yeah, see, this picture I always found really fascinating. Yeah? See, that's good. That's classy. And that's something that I'm proud of. Not necessarily proud of everything I've got here. Alright, I'm going to show you two more. One good, one... See, I like both of these. This is where I'm coming from. I'm coming from two different angles here. Got to bear in mind when I brought this stuff. Yeah, just so we say no more on that. This... See, now we go to that, which... It's a picture disc. I kind of like that. Actually, I used to have that hanging on my wall. I wonder why. You see, I was hoping I'd get a view behind, but you see, it's just a black vinyl, so I think if it's that... no, I sort of flipped down. Anyway, I could do that for ages. But, I'm going to try and let you lot guess what my first record was. Now, the reason I'm asking, because if it's significant enough, you probably remember, don't you? I do, to this day. I remember begging my parents to get it. And it was a vinyl. And it was an album, it wasn't a single. I wanted the album on the basis of the single. And I kept begging my parents, and they brought it from the market. It was brilliant, brand new. And I played it to death. Literally, I played it so much that it's worn out the groove, so the needle just skips along the vinyl. So that's how long. And I really wanted to give you a clue, and you see, this everything I could think of for a clue, it'd just give it away, and there is no point. Okay, this is going to be a tie-in really loosely with the name of the single that was released off the album, and it's not the full name of an artist. I'm going to give this away now. If I just say Lady and then end it at that, I'm going to see if you, by Sunday, you got a couple of days to get this, see if you can guess what my first record in vinyl was, or first album in general. Just see if you can get it off that one word, Lady. And my second question is, really, what was your first record, CD, vinyl? Granted, you may not have started off with records like me, because you're not quite as old, which I do envy you for. But then you maybe got left out of these just great collecting vinyls, I think. And before I go, I am genuinely interested in hearing what your first album was, if you remember. It's significant enough. Mine was, so if mine was, yours must be too. And here's three, actually, things that I wanted to show you. Picture disc. Yes, I know. That isn't a genuinely playable vinyl. Yeah? But it's a shit song. And these two. I brought these together. I saw them on eBay and I just had to get that. And this is off Kickboxer, because I like Van Damme films, and Stan Bush, and Transformers. And Dare to Be Stupid is the B-side. And there you go. And a big sorry, and I hope that was interesting in vinyls, and I will answer the vinyl question on Sunday, but I want to hear what your first records were. But I'll be doing a video of some kind, getting over the top, because I don't want to edit this. I'm just trying to keep this going, keep the ball rolling, and then before I run out of steam, I will see you on Sunday at some time, and please answer the questions if you can. Thank you.